Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and I'm live today. And since 2014-15, I've been broadcasting to you guys that there's a crash coming. People said I was crazy, or I didn't want people to get into the real estate business. But I could foresee, I could just drive around and see that many places were overbuilding. Debt was too easy to get. For example, laws and regulations were being changed. Like I brought to you guys on my blog that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were changing their regulations. So if you have a student debt, you could still not qualify to get a mortgage. And I brought to you guys that Ford was like going to stop making cars. And just to remind you guys that, hey, we're not constantly going to go up, and we're at a bubble. We're at an asset bubble, and but more importantly, it's not like any other times. Almost possibility greater because so many countries are involved in it, because how small the world is through the internet, through trade, free trade before the tariffs came in. Okay. Now you can see from the news that GMC's laying off 14,700 people. Verizon's laying off 44,000 people. If you add that up, 44,000 plus 15,000 people right there, okay? That's 60,000. That's like an army for some countries, okay? Like their military is getting laid off in a sense. So think about what I just said. That's just two companies. Now, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of small businesses all over America that have gone under or are not operating anymore. Okay. And this is just the very beginning, because stocks have not gone down. Like today, if you look at stocks, they're up again. Okay. Debt has not reduced. We have the most debt we ever had as a country. We have the most debt ever we had as states. Like if you look at different states, they're almost bankrupt or have so much debt. We have the most we ever had as corporations, because there's so many, fake companies out there that are just borrowing money just to pay payroll, or just borrowing money for expansion. Their business model is not profitable. They're not making great products or competitive products. So it's not that, okay? And when you start adding all this stuff up together, you can see that this is just the tip of the iceberg, and we're going to go down a lot further. I would think, like, for example, in Colorado, real estate in 10 years, it has gone double. It's 2x, which is great. I'm a real estate investor guy, and I love it. But it just 2x in 10 years. I mean, that's because of inflation, and that's because of asset bubbles. So those two together, for example, if you own a $200,000 home, and in 10 years it would be 400,000. Okay. Now that's too much, I think, right? I mean, maybe in 20 years, maybe in 25 years, it should appreciate that much, but just many pockets. And therefore you go out and, for example, Denver, you got cranes everywhere. You go to Las Vegas, they're building apartments. You go to Texas, they're building everywhere you go, from Austin to San Antonio. I mean, everywhere you go, apartment complexes, home builders just tearing it up. And, and they're not building, $150,000 homes. Let's say in Texas, you can get a $150,000 home. Now you have to go further than you used to. Before, you could buy it, right around Austin or right around town, but now you have to go further. Okay, but you can still buy a home, but they're not building homes at 150. They're building these homes for 300, 250, try to get the millennials in way more debt than they need. For example, my own personal sister, no disrespect to her, I love her a lot. She's a millennial, and she wants to buy, again, in Texas, you could buy a home for 150, an average home, She wants to buy a $350,000 home for her first home. And which is like, okay, and which is crazy. because other people are thinking about the same exact thing. Okay, hey, I just got out of college. Let me just go and get as much debt as I can, in a sense, or let me go buy something so big. You know, I'm not trying to judge her or anything. It's great, but I wouldn't do that. If I had just came out of school and I had a job, I wouldn't do that. Okay, especially when the market is on the verge of popping. So like you buy a property at 325 and it pops and now it's worth 180, right? Damn. And now you're in debt for that 325. What's going to happen? Well, short sale, foreclosure, or you just continue paying on it and hope that your job doesn't fire you to the next recovery, another 10, 7 years, who knows, 15 years. Okay. So those are the three options, right? Or you could do, get with an investor like me and then do a subject to, and I'll just take over the payment. So those are the four options I just showed you guys, right? So that's the solution. Even for my own sister, if she buys in the bubble and she's a first-time home buyer, I have students in New York and they brought me deals for me to look at it in my mastermind, and I'm looking at them and they look like, hole in a wall, and they're like 500, 600,000 starting off. And I'm like, wow, and there's places in California, my other students bring me deals and I look at it and it's so expensive, right? In a sense that it's a bubble, that people have to move out of the state. Like in California, it's gotten so expensive that people are becoming homeless. It's got so expensive that people are moving into their cars. They're not sleeping on the streets, but they're home living in cars. Okay. It's got so expensive that people are leaving the state. They're coming to Texas. Okay. A lot of people coming to Texas, right? Because it's cheap. Now it's causing it to go into a bubble too, just like everywhere else. But the recession is here. I've been forecasting it for almost 3 to 4 years, going live and telling people told me I was crazy, right? And on top of that, it's about to get crazy on the stocks, at least 50% decrease, real estate bubble in probably like places like Denver, Colorado, 50%. Now, the reason I think that Denver, Colorado will probably be shielded a little bit is because they allow cannabis. And so there's a lot of migration of people moving to Colorado because they want to be free, right? Or they want to work in the industry, or they're entrepreneurs and they see there's an opportunity there. So that may shield them. That's why I think that, cannabis is going to be legalized all over America and probably all over the world, because it's a new way to generate income, okay? And it's going to shield you, right? Because all this, because with cannabis, for example, you want to be a farmer, you don't need a whole lot of capital. Where if you want to go, for example, start like a top of the line franchise, you're going to need a lot of money, which means you're going to have to get into a lot of debt. You got to pay people, and you got to manage people, and you got to pay a lot of royalty fees. You got to upfront money, monthly fees, and where cannabis can just farmer. They got to take stuff. I'm not saying farming is easy or in any shape or fashion. It's a lot of work, but you don't need millions of dollars. Now, government regulation may require you to register and spend all that kind of money, but really, all you need is a seed and a will, just like real estate investing, just like being an entrepreneur. All you need to be your dreams is the seed and your will. That's it. Okay. If you have that, now many of us think that we need debt. We need, bankers' approval. We think we need our friends and family approval. We think we need, some type of FICO score. We think we need some kind of, equipment. Okay. When I started my moving company, I didn't even have any equipment. All right. So there's a lot of businesses you can start that you don't need equipment, and you could get the equipment using what's called house money, which I show you at Mr. No Fluff or at my Abundance Club, where you can use your imagination, right? Like I just had a student just put $200 in and made $400. Again, they put 200 and made $400. Okay. This Saturday, they're going to tell me how fast it took them because I forgot to ask them, but they were happy. Victor, congratulations to you, man. I'm happy for you. So, where can you go and double your money right now? Please let me know. Where can I go put $200 and make $400? Come on, type it down there, guys. Leave a comment, send me a text. Where can you go put 200 and 400? All right. I'm not talking about, some people say, well, man, you can go short stocks and get leverage. No, I'm not talking about going, here's zero, going negative, right? Zero, going negative, right? To get ahead. Yeah, and this guy said poker. Hey, thanks for leaving a comment. Yeah, you can go gamble, right? Where you don't have a control, right? Now, some people says, "Oh man, my skills are good," and yes, if you increase your skills versus other people, then you have a better, the moons and the stars will line up for you. But at the same time, is you don't have control, right? Where if you work your seed, your dream, whatever that is, if that's to be a poker player, if that's to be a real estate investor, if that's whatever, you do that, you're able to magnify, materialize things out of nothing. Okay. Just like my student did. Instead of him thinking about the stuff, I had already given him a system, just like a franchise. And instead of me selling it for thousands of dollars, I just let you guys have it to see the power of this, what I can do for you as an alchemist, right? To change nothing into gold, to materialize your thoughts into the real world. And I showed you how to do that, a simple step. It's called the New Flip, guys. It's called the New Flip. Go to Amazon or go to MrNoFluff.com. I sell the course for $500, and I'm letting you guys have it for $29 at MrNoFluff.com or Amazon. It's called the New Flip. So this is what my student did, Victor. What he did is he put $200, made 400, and now he got so excited that he was telling me he's going to go do more. And I have much respect for him, and that's the whole goal. Because my idea is I created this game called the New Flip. I want you to learn how to make money today, right? Without spending any money, without getting into debt. All you need is $100 capital to go invest, right? So you need $100 capital so you can lose that money. Don't put $100 in if that's your food money, right? But you have $100 you can lose, right? Because you got in any kind of business, you want to be your dreams, you want to be an author. There's risk. If you don't want to believe in risk, then get a job, dude. There's no other choice. Get a job and hope that you're not one of those Verizons or lay off people, right? So going back to the story, so someone left a comment. I think the guy was a spammer. Anyways, so my question to you is, where can you take 200 and make it $400? Let's say it took a week. Let's say it took 2 weeks. All right, where can you do that? I can't do it in stocks. I can't do it in Bitcoins. I can't even, so there's been times that I could have done it in Bitcoin, but today is not the time. Or any cryptos, all right? It's not right now. We're on the down, okay? You can't do it in real estate. You can't do it in CDs, okay? And so on, okay? All right. So what am I trying to say? There's a big crash coming. Big companies are going to go belly up, and it's going to create opportunity. It's not doom and doom. It's going to be a wealth transfer. And if you know how to structure what I call owner financing, what I call creative financing, what I call subject to, you're going to have a great opportunity. If you know how to set up businesses, right, in this upcoming crash, you're going to have a great opportunity to make great, because so many people are going to go bust, or services are going to go bust, or stocks can come down, and people are going to lose their retirements and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to help these people, right? A lot of opportunities to help these people, which allows you to help you and your family. And if you don't have these ideas how to do that, well, join the Abundance Club. We meet every Saturday. It's a mastermind. This is real estate investing. It's entrepreneurship, and it's cryptos. And we'll talk about how to help you be your dreams without spending any money. That's what makes Mr. No Fluff, that I know how to do it without getting into debt. Doesn't matter if you want to get in real estate. Right? I can show you how to be a wholesaler. Okay, I can show you how to, if you want to be a buy and hold guy or fix and flipper, I can show you how to do owner financing with the seller versus going to a hard money lender, or versus going to your local community bank or banker. Okay, if you want to start a business, I've started many businesses, and I've helped out many people. Just like my student just turned 200 to $400. Okay, that's a business. You can easily do thousands of dollars a month. Just do it. Just repeat the same thing he's done. After that, he can hire virtual assistants for $150 a month and have that person do this business for him while he goes and does something else. Now what I've created for my student is not only a business, but a passive business where he gets the check and he could have some guy in India do it while he goes and be an entrepreneur, start another business or get into real estate investing while this business is producing him money. $2,000 a month, $20,000 a month, depends on what he wants to do, how much he wants to dedicate to it, okay? Where else can you do that? With just $100 start off? I don't know, guys, you tell me. I got some people. All right, I got a guy from Remax Stack. He says, I'm in, dude. The best way is to join the club or join Flipping Wednesdays. On the Flipping Wednesdays, we give you the club complimentary for 4 weeks, okay? But thanks for leaving a comment, guys. So hustle and bustle, don't take no for an answer, and know the crash is coming. Massive people are going to be losing their jobs, and I hope it's not you. But here's the good news. These people that are going to lose their jobs, they're going to be entrepreneurs. Half of them or 25% of them. And they're not going to work for big corporations anymore because they learned the lessons. That's why there's all these YouTubers. If you look at this, a lot of these real estate investors, they lost their jobs in the last crash. Now they're YouTubers, right? Right. Please listen to their story. I've never had a job, ever, right? I've never had a resume. Ever. I've always been an entrepreneur. I started a personal training business. I sold leads. I've done sales, etc. I started a moving company. I started a brokerage firm. I can go on and go on. I've never had a job. Right now, I don't have a job. I just came. I give all my stuff up, all my accumulations of godly, man. I can't even remember how many years it's been. Right, everything you can dream car, dream bicycle, give every stuff up. All my clothes to homeless. Live with what Buddha did, what Christ did, became homeless, right? By choice, what I call volunteer suffering, just to see. Then I realized it's not really suffering. I'm grateful that I'm alive, right? I'm grateful that I can be my dreams. And an example, right? You know, I got a woman, I got a kid. I don't have a job, right? I just came being homeless. I give my companies up, my real estate up, my rentals up, my brokerage firm up, my moving company up. I didn't sell any of that stuff. Just a couple of properties, and I sold them at a deep discount, right? And I could go get a job, I could start a business, but I am starting my business, which is doing something that I cannot do, which is be a public speaker or write books, right? I can't do that. Why can I do that? Because I failed in English, and I failed in speech, right? But I'm doing it. So I want to do what I cannot do to show you, be a leader, that you can be your dream, something that you're scared to do or may not want to do because you don't want to take risks. But risk is life, right? Risk is life. No risk, no reward. We live in a duality world. No right, no left. No dark, no light. All right? You can't eliminate that. No risk, no profits. No reward. Okay? So no risk, no reward. And you can see thousands of people have lost their jobs. And this is just the beginning of the crash. And there are going to be thousands of more people. The bankers are going to be coming for your pensions. They're going to be coming for your homes. They're going to be coming for your equity and retirement. And that's what they do. Wealth change happens, right? That's why you think there's civil unrest in Paris right now. Why do you think that is happening right now? Okay, you guys are not watching. There's people that live in that country. These are not refugees or immigrants. No, these are actually citizens of the countries. They're white. They're just like the same. Everything's the same as everyone else. But all kinds of people getting together because these are things they're not going to tell you on CNN and NBC. They're going to say, well, anti-government marches against or anti-government or protesting. No, these are the average people. They have college degrees, but they can't. They work full-time, but they can't pay all their bills. Right. Does that sound like what's happening in America? Because I know so many people that have college degrees that have one job or two jobs and a side hustle. Right. They want higher minimum wage. Okay? Someone want higher minimum wage. Right. Well, they don't understand that it's not the minimum wage, it's inflation, central banking, printing too much money, they lose the buying power, they lose the value of whatever money they have, so they can't buy as much. So they think they need more minimum wage, more minimum wage, more minimum wage, okay? But that's because the school system didn't teach them about money. Right? But so that's one thing they want. But again, average people, some of them have college degrees that they don't care about minimum wage, but some of them care about minimum wage. The other things that all of them care about is taxation. They're getting taxed the shit out of them, right? Like just tax for every fucking thing, right? Now, you got to think about it. There's two taxes they're paying. One is the hidden tax of inflation, and then the other one is the raising taxes, right? And the people are just tired of it, right? Now, they're working full time. Right? They're working full time. However, they can't pay the bills. You know, but CNN, NBC, Fox, they're not going to tell you to like that. Why are these people upraising? Because these are the middle class. These are the poor. They're now becoming poor. At one time, they were doing good. But now they keep pushing down, and they're at the end of the ropes. There were some guys saying and girls were saying, hey, for Christmas, we have to give our kids cheese and apple. Cheese and apple, man. I mean, thank God they have that. I'm not, but think about that. They're tired of that, right? They can't buy a house, right? They have to live so far away, and they have to drive into the city. Does that sound like some of the places, like some people they have to drive an hour or two just to get to work, because it costs so expensive to buy in the city. That's happened in America, right? In other countries, UK and so on. So it's the actual people. They're tired of getting taxed. They're tired. They don't understand the hidden tax of inflation. They have a lot of debt. Their government, right, has a lot of debt. And that's why they're taxing them more and more and more, okay? And they're tired of all the immigrants coming here because their government joins with America, right? And they're meddling all these other countries, right? Governments to overthrow them or do whatever they do, right? And that causes immigration to flood out in all these countries. That's why immigration is so high. Like you see so much immigration coming from Latin America. Well, people don't understand that it was our government that overthrew majority of these people's government in one way or another. By giving them money, by killing, assassinating their government, whatever. Now I'm not trying to be like, hey, is this right or wrong? I'm not trying to take sides. I'm just letting you guys know because some of you guys don't do your history, right? So, all this immigration coming to France, well, the government has to spend more resources, which means people are going to get taxed more. But the problem is just kind of like what people think they need more minimum wage. They don't need more minimum wage. They need to have less printing of the money. And the same thing with this. Not meddling in so many other people's countries' stuff, overthrowing and kooks and all that stuff. Then all these people will not be migrating into France, and the people wouldn't have to pay. So it's very complicated stuff, and some of it is simple, right? Like government's growing too much, like central bankers, right? Central bankers are constantly printing money, the debt, just giving money to everyone, asset bubbles. So some of these things are, bankers, some of them are government, and, and the people, like, they don't understand. I mean, some of them are just, it's hard to understand. It's hard to understand amortization, right? It's like people don't understand that when you get a loan, majority of your payments for the first 10, 15 years are principal, which means not principal, interest, sorry. Which means, what is interest? Means the banker's money. So when you make these payments, this is your payment. In the very beginning of the years, majority of the beginning of the years, 10, 15 years, this much of your payment is going to the bankers first. And only this much is going to pay off your actual debt, aka principal reduction. Okay? People don't understand that. Okay? People don't understand that when you get a loan and it says 5.233 or something like that, well, that 0.233 or 2.8, whatever that point is, it becomes a significant amount of money over long term. And it's hard to understand. I mean, man, it's hard to do the amortization chart. We need calculators and stuff. Majority don't understand, right? Majority of people don't understand that when the banker says, hey, your home is appraised at this, they really believe that. They don't understand that this is the maximum amount that the banker is willing to lend to them or give them debt. The most, because they want to indebt you as much as possible because they make more money, right? So with this free debt going on, you can see civil unrest happening. And it can happen in many other countries because we're all subscribed to the same food, which is saturated fat, bunch of corn syrup, bunch of sugar, and it's causing diabetes, it's causing high blood pressure, it's causing cancer all over the world, not only in our food, and you can see obesity not only in America and other countries, but that same packaging has now been financialized in fractional reserve lending, easy money, and everyone is hooked. I call debt the new crack, and everyone's high on that shit, man. Everyone. Debt is the new crack. What is debt? Is getting money where you haven't worked for, right? Getting something today when you promise to do the work later. Come on, man. Where can you go to the gym and get muscles where you say, look, man, Mr. Jim, Mr. Wade, give me the muscles today, and then in the next 5 years, I'll come in to the gym and get big. Where can he go to get that? It doesn't work that way, right? But with debt, we're okay. Hey, well, I want to grow my business. Give me 100K or give me 50K or give me X, give me Y. And then later on, I'll do the work. I'll create the systems. I'll do the calling. I'll do the systems, whatever. It doesn't work like that. Right? They made it work like that. And the consequence is obesity, not in the body, also in the body, but also in the financial system, which everyone's obese. Majority of people are obese. And I don't mean no disrespect, but the same thing is happening in the stock market, obesity bubble. Real estate, obesity bubble. Do you see what a bubble out? And obesity is very similar, guys. Very similar. And so that's happening, guys. Let me see. Alfredo, thanks for the comment, man. Thanks for the comment, okay? Appreciate it. I think that, we're good people all over the world. There's good people and there's bad people. But I think that we should all just, try to make peace and love and, work together, trade together, right? Because once you start working with people from China, you start working with people from Russia, you start working from India, Pakistan, Philippines, you start seeing that we all have the same wants and needs and drive. We all want better for our kids. We all want, a better life. And, we're just like, some of us have darker skin, some of them have lighter skin, some of us are hairier, some of us are not. But really, we're all the same. And it's just that fear that blinds us, right? The separation, like, hey, you're in A team and I'm in the B team. And therefore, we have to have competition because of our identification of, our team, which I'm in team A and you're team C, right? Whatever you want to call them, right? Versus if we realize we're all same and we can trade with each other, we can improve our lives together, we can solve solutions, right? Because there's deals to be made in China, there's deals to be made in the Philippines. Like India is going to be the next powerhouse, guys. Shit, man, I've been working with people from India since 1999. I've been working with people from Pakistan since 1999, guys. I've seen these countries just massively grow. I've seen, it's just like, God, right? So there's money to be made from these countries, from real estate to, outsourcing, right? Outsourcing is very, very powerful. Like Verizon just let go 44,000 people, and then those 2,500 people that basically they're going to fire, and they're going to hire people in India to be in their IT program. All right. So again, Verizon, which they already have, data centers and call centers and IT guys out there, right? but they're going to move 2,500 people jobs to India. They're going to take the American people jobs and send it to India. Okay? So if Verizon doing it, why don't you want to do it yourself? I show you how to do it. I show you how to find some guy in India and only pay him $33 a week. And he's going to love you for it. Because he gets to work from home through his computer. He doesn't have to commute, work for the man over there. He's feeling great because he's building his business in a sense. He'll work for you hard. He'll do all the hard work for you, whatever that is. If that's cold calling, if that's digging to find the seller's phone numbers, if that's digging to get X or Y or website or whatever. Right? I actually have a course that I show you how to find virtual assistants. It's called VA Exponential. It's one of my top sellers. Right? It's hours and hours of training. I give you the manuals, what you need. I give you the contracts that you need to find these people, put it, everything you need, guys. It's a totally solution out there. The best solution out there. And you can get it at MrNoFluff.com. It's the VA Exponential. And I've used VAs to make over $20,000 on a deal. And I show you exactly what I did if you go to MrNoFluff.com. And I'm giving you this course right now for $325. Okay? I normally sell it for $1,500. And that's because New Year's is coming. Christmas is coming. And I want to empower you. Okay? Why do I want to empower the little guy? Well, why should Verizon be the only one benefiting from virtual assistants from India? Why do you think they're going to India? Because they got to pay people more there? No, dude, they're going to pay them pennies. Why don't you hire people for pennies? Just like them. I show you how to find them, how to train them, how to monitor them, what softwares to use, what contracts, what agreements. It's all in there, dude. Why don't you want to be like Verizon? Like T-Mobile, Sprint, all these guys, man, all these guys, you call their support. Now, majority of companies in Fortune 500, if you call their support, is some guy in Philippines. Amazon is some guy in India. In the 90s, 96, and so on, we were outsourcing products. Today, we are outsourcing labor. That means your job and your job are going to be gone if you have jobs through automation and through outsourcing. Why would someone want to pay a minimum wage? It keeps going up and up. And it's not only the minimum wage. The company has to pay taxes on that person. The company has to pay a CPA to do the accounting for that person. So it's a lot of work into it, guys. And if you never own a business, you don't know. It's painful. It's hard. And there's a lot of expensive. Whatever they take out of your paycheck, that company has to match that same exact amount. So there's a lot of headaches. Why would companies want to do that? And let's say they're going to pay you $10 minimum wage. Why not hire some guy out there in India that has a college degree, that speaks 2 languages, that's willing to stay up late nights, work great night shift for $2 an hour? Can you see where the jobs are going? The only guys that are paying all these big bucks are the small guys, because the big companies, they remove. Like, for example, tariff came, big companies, Harley-Davidson, I'm going out of the country, right? Tesla, we're going to open a factory somewhere else because they could move. Who's the one that's going to have to pay? Well, the small guy, the guy that owns a pizza place, the guy that owns a restaurant, the guy that owns a movie theater, he has to pay the minimum wage, and it's constantly going up. Who is taking the burden of the minimum wage? The small guy. But the minimum wage doesn't even pay for your living. That's why it's not paying in France. That's why people are, the yellow vests are upset, right? They're upset, dude, because it's not paying. Here in America, how many people do you know that live with their mothers? How many people do you know that are college educated that live with their mothers? That moved out and came back, at least in the last crash. Now it's starting to come back, but it's going to happen again. Well, what happens when these mothers are not there to support their kids anymore? Because these baby boomers What happens when that is not there? Because the baby boomers, they knew how to work. They work at the factories, but these new generations, they don't work at no factories. And these jobs are getting outsourced to India because some guy in India or Pakistan, no disrespect, they're hungrier. They're willing to work for less money because it's cheaper to live in India. Dude, in India, if you're making $400 a month, you're rich. I'm not gonna say you're rich, but you're living way better because an average person in India makes $50 a month, right? Depends where they are. If they're in the farm, in the village, in the city, right? $100, $120, $150 a month. So when you pay, and these guys that do a great job, like I teach you in my VA Exponential, how to hire VAs, how to train them. When you pay these guys, you can pay them $300, $400, and you're gonna make their lives amazing. But at the same time, they're gonna be doing a great work for you because they respect that. You're making them 5 times. I used to have so many VAs. I used to have anywhere from 27 to 32 VAs for my moving company. Then I had my real estate brokerage firm. And I used to have my my Mr. Investor where I bought houses and was landlord, okay? My moving company had the most VAs, okay? Man, I had people in there that are nurses. I had people in there that were college professors that left their jobs to come work for us because they were making 3 to 5 times more than being a professor at a university. Okay? Nurses, engineers, electricians, I mean, like all kinds of smart people. Most people with masters and PhDs, okay? And I got these guys to start working for us for $120, $150 a month, and then we end up paying them more, okay? And I show you how to do it in the book, guys. It's called the VA Exponential. It's good. It's the best thing I've ever done, okay? It's the best digital product I had. I put my heart into it. 25 years of experience. It's not just a simple video. If you apply what I show you in this, you can exponentially grow your business. Doesn't matter if you're a moving company, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a real estate broker, if you are a pizza business owner, if you're a hair salon owner, if you're doing the new flip, if you're a wholesaler, if you're a landlord, if you're an agent, dude, it doesn't matter. If you own any kind of business, because any kind of business needs workers. And why pay the workers so much here? And you're not going to get the cream because the cream are going to the bigger companies that are going to give them the top dollars. Why not get the cream of Philippines, India, Pakistan? Why not get the cream from there? They're bilingual. They have multiple degrees. They're going to buy their computer. They're going to buy their laptop. They're going to pay for their internet. You don't have to pay any of that. When you have a business, you got to pay for all this stuff. Right? I've owned many businesses and I had many locations. And when I set up a shop, I got to go up there and buy furniture for the business: desks, computers, laptops, internet, staples, printer, paper. I can go on and on and on and on, guys. It costs thousands of dollars. I've never borrowed any money. I created it out of my mind and I pay for it cash. Right? But now I can hire a VA and say, look, you got to get your computer, you got to get your printer, you got to get this, you got to have that stuff to start. And I'm only paying you $120, $125 a month, not a week, a month, $33 a week, 40 hours. They work US time. I monitor them. I show you how to monitor them, what softwares to use. It's all in the book, 325 guys, okay? So the best thing is to get the book, then come on the Abundance Club, because so many people get the book and they have questions, because it is if you want to exponentially grow your money, you got to put some work into it. So you're going to need some questions. You're going to have questions. That's what the Abundance Club, my mastermind, is about. You read this book and then you try to implement it, or you have questions and you come in that and you ask me and I help you. Some of you have bought my VA book, okay? You need help with that. You have questions with VAs, how to do this, how to set up the manual, how to do that. How do you get them to cold call for you? Join my mastermind every Saturday. That's what it's about. You need VA help? No problem. You need how to structure a deal? No problem. You need financing? No problem. How do you fund? No problem. How do you fill out this? No problem. That's what it's about. All right, guys? It's called the Abundance Club. Where can you find the course on the VA? Where can you find the course on the Abundance Club? MrNoFluff.com. Click on shop. All right. While you're there, get my free book, guys. It's free. There's no shipping. There's no gimmicks. No fluff. It's free. All right. It's good. It's a little funny too, but it's no fluff. It's free. Get it. All right. MrNoFluff.com. I think someone left a message. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hustle and bustle. Don't take no for an answer. See ya.